But this is the reason why some of my friends from the Blaze Radio network had made a documentary to set the record straight. Take a look.
We will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
Intolerable comes out this Tuesday, May 6th, and will be free to the public. Joining me now are two of the creators of the documentary, Thompson, sorry, I mess up your name, Doc Thompson and Skip LaCombe of the Morning Blaze with Doc Thompson on the Blaze Radio Network.
Will Kane, can't thank you enough for having you.
Yes, yes.
Wilkow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think the biggest fallacy about the Tea Party was that it started after Obama got inaugurated.
Absolutely. In fact, that's one of the things technically it's been coming for decades. The sentiment, the idea, building, people starting to wake up and pay attention. But yeah, the first real modern shots of it were in TARP at the end of the George W. Bush administration. That's actually where our film starts. We pick it up there. We show people saying, wait a minute, this isn't right. And you're right. They want to paint this that after Obama got in, that's when everybody went crazy because it was in reaction to some black guy in the White House. That's not the case.
You know, it's funny. At some point, conservatives and media couldn't defend George Bush anymore, whether it was me or you guys or Glenn or Hannity, Levin. At just some point, it was like, I can't promote Medicare Part D or an open border or any of this stuff. I mean, the TSA is out of control. And these were leading people to say, okay, well, big government is getting out of control and we got to do something about it. Yes, the Santelli rant started calling it the Tea Party, but these organizations, these groups were starting before that.
Well, absolutely. I mean, these groups are all started in small little grassroots. It's in and of itself a grassroots effort. There were small little groups who were upset about what was going on and saying that they don't want to take it anymore. The reason conservatives stopped defending George W. Bush is George W. Bush is not a conservative.
Right.
So, I mean, once you start doing those progressive policies, TARP, what conservative would go out there and say, yeah, let's do TARP? No, it's not a policy. That is a conservative policy. That is a progressive policy.
I could tell you, for me, it was the open border. I couldn't defend it. I mean, he sounded like the way Jeb talks. I mean, it was all of this mushy, romantic, pandering stuff that I just could not keep going with compassionate conservatism.
I was 2 years into his first administration. I was excited about him. He seemed like the right guy. 2 years into his administration, and they started counting those dollars for the wars. And I was like, wait a minute, guys. What could we have done with $800 billion? You know, what could we have done with all of this money? And that's when I started paying attention and I said, this guy is not who people thought he was. But then who are you going to back 4 years in? You're going to go after John Kerry? You're going to back him? So I just bailed and said, that's it. I'm voting for the party. I'm voting for the person I want from now on.
All right, so tell me more about producing the movie.
Well, it really started back in November when we...
you let the producer talk this much?
He knows when to reel it in. He'll pay later.
He wrote my script. It all started back in November, actually, when we decided on our own, basically, to go out and tour different Tea Parties. We hit 12 and 15 days or so. I mean, all across the country, all across the South, from Minnesota to Alabama. And that's really where we saw these people, and we started seeing a common theme of these people: entrepreneurship, people tired of these progressive policies, people really wanting to go ahead and say, we the people are finally back. And that's really what kind of was the catalyst for us to really put this together.
That's one of the messages we kept getting over and over again in different ways, is this idea that finally we the people are here, we're standing up, we the people are back. And that's actually the climactic part of the film. We have an original song, We're Back, and it shows you what's happened. So we start at the beginning, we tell you when people got ticked off, we take you to the historic aspect of the name with the Boston Tea Party. We set some wrongs right, we tell the truth about all these things that MSNBC has tried to promote about the Tea Party. We talk about the grievances now and how they compared to 1700s. And then the climactic point is people telling good stories about people they met at different Tea Party or Patriot Group functions, and the idea that, hey, we're back now, we're getting stuff done. And then the future is not rallies, it's people being active.
My favorite part about the media's portrayal of Tea Party groups is just how diverse the Tea Party really is, especially from the perspective of of black voters who've lived with Democrat mayors and governors for generations and have said, what has this big government ever done for us? And how the news cameras will run the other way if they see a black guy talking at a Tea Party rally. Cameras go off.
2 years ago, Doc and I were working in Detroit. I mean, if you want to talk about a perfect microcosm of a Democratic-run city, it was, I think, 1965 is the last time there was a non-Democrat on city council. 1965.
As I started looking at the footage from the film, I started noticing how diverse it was and started to say, wait a minute, we've got too much diversity here. People are going to think we're doing this purposely. When you see the film, you'll realize how many non-white guys there are in this.
You know what we need in this? We need more white people.
We need more white because they're going to think we're doing this purposely. Like we found the 7 non-white rich guys, white guys out there and put them in here, and it's not. We actually trying to find more white people in it.
The next one has to be about Occupy because it's funny. I live in New Jersey, and when Occupy Newark sprung up, people were like, look at the way people are coming together. I'm like, no, Newark looks like that all the time. So there's no movement here. That's Tuesday.
Our next documentary is actually all about you. We're going to find we've bugged your house.
Kind of gave it away there, don't you think?
Sorry.
And that's one of the things, too.
I can assure you that I do not make any comments to my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend. Your wife you do, but not your girlfriend, right?
Right.
Well, and you'd mentioned the media portrayal, too, and we actually went out to the University of Michigan, too, as part of the documentary. We wanted to try to go ahead and get some of the dissenting opinion on that. We asked 100 kids, probably, on the University of Michigan campus. Most of them either didn't really know too much about what the Tea Party was or had an idea that it was really more of conservative. We didn't actually see the people coming out saying, oh, they're a bunch of racists, they're a bunch of rich white males. Surprisingly, that really wasn't what we got from the people. So when you actually do watch MSNBC, if you do, that portrayal is what they're trying to push, but that's not necessarily resonating with the people.
We go out there and I'm like, well, we got to get some dissenting voices here, right? Let's go to a university, let's go to a campus. People are like, yeah, Tea Party, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they don't.
And then the other ones are like, yeah, it seems okay. Yeah, I can get some of the stuff. I was like, where's the anger? Where's the vitriol, you know? No.
Where's the hate?
Yeah, where is it? Doesn't hate it.
All right, Doc, Skip, thank you so much for joining me. Intolerable comes out May 6th. And, oh, by the way, for the record, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm happily married. So, Brittany, if you're watching this, there's no girlfriend.